Welcome to the Maple Syrup Show. We're here with our friends Jason Kotarski of Green Couch Games and Chris Kirkman of Dice Hate Me. And I have to say, this is the first time I've met Chris. And we've talked on the internet quite a bit.
Yeah, have you met in real life?
No.
Wow.
No.
I don't get out much.
This is a special moment.
It is.
Getting out of the digital realm.
I will hug it out.
We can hug.
Oh, well, we'll do long distance
hugs. And really, I mean, if I had to pick my favorite of the two, it might be Chris because he actually really likes really likes Belfort.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You won an award.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
That's right.
That's going back.
So that one, since you picked him, I'm never buying it.
Yes! Well, Jason, you're my favorite.
Yeah,
So.
as long as you're one person's favorite, that's good. So we're going to talk to Jason first about Fidelitas and best treehouse ever because we like these games.
They're all right.
They're all right.
You know.
I have some questions about Fidelitas.
Yeah, great.
Because
Bring it.
Oh, we didn't tell you. We're grilling you. This is actually a roast. No.
So, in Fidelitas, we played it a few times, and it seems that the person who starts the scoring with like some big scoring things is going to end up the winner just due to how it played out. The thief was used in our game by me, and I might have used it wrong. How does it actually work?
The thief Virtus card, the
Yes.
character card.
Yeah.
The thief allows you to, when you play him anywhere, you get to look at anybody who has more than 2 cards and take one from them.
Okay.
And then your hand grows to a larger size.
Okay, I did that. Okay.
And that's the thing. That he
Okay,
does.
so I did that right. Now the other thing that happens is there's certain cards that say you can score it.
Oh, that's an expansion that isn't obvious at first glance.
Okay, and explain
This
it.
is where we
So-
need clarification.
So that's
It
called
depends who's playing
that's
it
called the
wrong.
Manu Forte expansion. That's Latin for something. With a strong hand.
Strong hand.
Because it's about
I was just
scoring
gonna say,
cards
I can
in
think of
your
a fist.
hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a little handprint on the bottom of them. An example of one of them is not handy because that's live video for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool. It's so they say it's an action. You can do this as an action and play it to the board, right?
Right.
Or you can score it in your hand by revealing 4 cards from the same guild or something like that.
Right, yes.
So like you have to manage your hand to get those cards in your hand, and all you do is you show them to the other players and say, I can score this one now because I've done what it says, and it'll enter your score pile instead of just a missio card.
Right, and so something weird that happened, or the way one of the cards is worded, it led us to believe we could do that and score something else as well in terms of.
I believe that the rules say that you can only it is your turn to reveal that action and score it.
Okay.
So when you score it, do not play it as a card as an action for scoring. It counts as your action this turn.
Okay. Good.
After scoring a Manu Forte card, you may also score regular missio cards. So if the game state worked out that your friends helped you get to a scoring
Which had
card,
happened, yes.
then you can claim that one as well.
All right.
On
in your
turn.
face, Jesse. In your face.
Take that, Jesse.
Great, because that was what we couldn't figure it out if that was the way it worked or not. And I think when you just read the rules to me and
Out loud.
hearing it, yes,
They're there, folks.
As opposed to me reading it and kind of processing it, it worked better. Okay, great.
Awesome.
So I haven't played this yet because Scott was not kind enough to give me a prototype. And this Jason guy, because he's not my favorite, he doesn't give me stuff either. But how is this one?
Yeah,
for you guys?
This one was awesome. It was my second campaign, second release, and it surpassed the number of backers and the monetary value. Pretty much the same prices for Fidelitas. We ended up selling 2,200 some copies of the game, or that's backers, and some of them bought more than one.
Right.
So that's cool.
Also, a shout out. You gotta give a shout out both artists because they're both.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Jackie Davis from the
amazing.
UK
Incredible.
did
Wonderful
Fidelitas, and I wouldn't have known about her without my friend Chris Kirkman because she developed the ball for him, and she is unbelievably talented.
Yeah, we need to get her on the show sometime.
Sure.
Oh, that'd be great. And then Adam McIver did the artwork
Friend of the show.
Adam is fantastic.
for Best Treehouse Ever, and he is a pro, and he's a game designer,
monster,
and
is
he's
what he is.
fast, and he's like every card is unique. So in the game, So he makes a hot dog stand
Nice.
and the spiral staircase.
Okay.
The game is simple that you can play. I played it with my 5-year-old daughter with some of my early playtesting. It's 2-player games, and
That's
she picked up on the mechanisms. But then my wife and I turned around and played a really nice game that we enjoyed.
That's
It was it's Sushi Go level, but it's a different animal. Sushi Go, you're just collecting sets of things, right? And
This one you're constructing.
and then this one you're building something. It's got that spatial element and some little twists with balancing the tree, and I love it. It's been going really well, and people are just super excited to play it with their families,
Great.
according to the emails that I get.
So, okay, let's talk. You're a designer.
A little bit.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, some people.
You can call it that.
Yeah, for Great Heartland.
Yes, the
Right.
Great Holland Heartland Company with Dice Games is my first game
Yeah.
that I ever designed, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you keeping on designing, or are you working more on publishing?
Yeah, my idea there is, I mean, we'll see if it works. But I love designing, but I'm not like one of those prolific people that always has like 5 games going on at once. I'm no Jay and Sen.
Well, that's apparent.
Okay, so I like designing games, and I'm always working on something. So in that downtime in between, publishing became this thing like, well, now I get to work on other people's games, and it's like a new energy when I'm like looking at somebody else's game. I have ideas, and I want to help develop it. So I've enjoyed that, and my flexibility has allowed me to kind of pursue the publishing route as something I can do more and more. So my idea is that I don't want to only publish my games on Green Couch Games, because I don't want to be a vanity publisher. I want to work with people I want to work with,
Awesome.
and it's all about filler games, small games that are less than an hour.
Right, so if you have a small game, a filler game that's less than an hour, Green Couch
GreenCouchGames.com.
Games, yeah.
You should pitch it to Dice Hate Me Games first, and if we pass, we'll send it over.
Yeah,
to
do that.
I'm kidding.
So, let's talk about Dice Hate Me now. Dice Hate Me has been around for how long?
Wow. 5 years now?
5 years,
Yeah.
and you guys have made some big moves just in this last year. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, it was interesting. Last November, we actually canceled New Bedford funding because it was a bad time of the year, and it was a little bit anemic. It was going to pass funding, but I talked to my accountant, and it was like, tax-wise, I figured it was probably best. And then I started talking with Paul at Greater Than Games, and I've always been friends with those guys. I mean, we started actually about the same time.
Right.
Carnival was on Kickstarter right after Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Okay.
So our companies kind of grew up side by side. And so I just, I've talked with Christopher Bedell and Paul at many conventions, and Paul said, hey, I want to talk to you. We went with them for warehousing and distribution in October and transitioned to that. And then Paul said, hey, I want to talk to you on the phone. I thought it was going to be something about distribution. And he goes, hey, you want to merge? And I was like, what? And I said,
Interesting.
and I said, well, first of all, yes.
Always start with a yes.
With a yes, I'm amenable to that idea. But then I was like, we started talking about the logistics behind it
Sure.
and why we should really do it. And then we started kind of talking with Christopher and the scope of the company. So I guess it was official in February. February we officially merged Dice Hate Me Games and Greater Than Games. And now we have 3 imprints. So we have the Dice Hate Me Games line, we have Sentinel Comics, and we created a 3rd imprint called Fabled Nexus.
I didn't. Oh, maybe I read about that. But
Yeah.
what is Fabled Nexus about?
Fabled Nexus is really our imprint that can kind of go in the sci-fi fantasy realms. That
Okay.
doesn't have to do with Sentinel Comics. Sentinel Comics is
It's
very
their
much the Sentinels of the
own thing
Multiverse.
themselves,
Right,
yeah.
exactly. They're their own separate imprint. And so, like for instance, we'll be trying to look for titles. And my kind of official duty with the company now is the game development director.
Right.
And so I scout for games and develop those into publishable products. We have, a graphic designer on staff, and of course Christopher's working hard on Sentinels and Multiverse stuff, and we've got Adam Robitaro, who is doing all the art for Sentinel stuff. But then of course we contract with Daryl Louder, who's the designer of Compounded. So we got a huge network of people. Craig's doing our community overlord stuff, and Jen's our graphic designer. Jody manages the warehouse. So we've got a really big production now, and lots of different moving parts.
It's like blending a family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what's beneficial to me is that it takes a lot of that logistics stuff off my plate as a
Right.
publisher, and now Paul can manage those things. That frees me up to continue to do some graphic design, but mostly development, which is what I've done with Dice Haven Games from
Right.
this point on. Yeah.
So for those of you out there who are self-publishers, the key hint here is merge with another company. But no, it really does make logistics easier, right? You're kind of piggybacking on each other's strengths.
Well, with our powers combined, basically is what we said. You know, it's like
Did you do Wonder Twin Powers?
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Form of an ice bucket. No,
Form of an elephant.
right. But yeah, we did that. We were like saying like with my talents and skill set, with Paul's and with Christopher's, and it just
So basically, it's like you guys blended your families together, and through that, you have the best of both worlds.
absolutely with all of our skill sets together, it made sense for us to be a bigger combined entity than two smaller ones, but yet still retain that small company feel
Right.
with their imprints.
Yeah. So, in your role, I've heard a lot of people say, you know, I wouldn't mind Dice Hate Me publishing my games because their graphic sensibilities are so great, except for the spine on one game.
Don't even start.
Y'all know which game I'm talking about in the Rabbit series?
That was
In
a
general,
little
though,
oversight.
the Rabbit series is just chock full of great games. I think it would be really important to talk quickly through.
Let's talk quickly about the Rabbit series,
Sure.
because that is kind of a designer's paradise.
Yeah, and you recently you did the Kickstarter, but even before you did like with the submissions. Can you tell?
Yeah. The contest for the rabbits was it was kind of just I had an idea one night and I was like, we can do a limited print run of something, and I was like, you know, I've always been fascinated with small compact designs, and I wanted to really introduce the rabbits because we'd had one rabbit before with Pulsar, but it was really kind of through GameCrafter,
Yeah.
and we had some ideas to do some others, and I was like, the best thing to do that is open it up to the design community and not just kind of scout for one or two, but have a contest.
Right.
So we opened it up for, I announced it. We opened it up for design submissions, and I thought we'd get like maybe 30.
How many did you get?
108.
108, and you had to evaluate them all?
I evaluated them all, and we're doing another contest for dexterity design now.
That's right, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
But this time we're doing a two-step process, so that I don't get 108 prototypes showing up on my doorstep.
Especially, I mean, not that dexterity games are long to play. It's just they're big. And
They're
heavy.
big, usually, yeah. And so they always have a lot of different types of elements. So there's a lot of kind of unknown out there for the dexterity. So we evaluating sell sheets and rules and the videos or whatever they want to submit, and then the step two after the deadline August 31st, then we'll ask for the ones that we think are the top and evaluate those.
Right, so you guys have about, what, 2 months?
Yep.
2 months before you have to get that submission in. And what do you want for your submission? You want rules and sell sheet?
But the most important thing is basically give us an idea of what your game is. A sell sheet would be great. If you have your rules written, that'd be great too. If you've gone to, let's say, Unpub events or something like that, and you have feedback forms, those are great.
Right, yes, I saw that.
And if you want to do a video of like how the game plays, even better. You don't have to have all of those things, but if you do have those things, it allows us to evaluate it much more
Right.
clearly.
So the more content you can provide to the judges, the better your chances are going to be. But in the end, it's really a strong game that they want.
Right.
And you're looking for dexterity games. Why?
Well, because it's kind of the hole in their catalog right now. And I like dexterity games, and there have been some really unique ones that have come out over the years, but they've kind of been sparse. And with opening up the design challenge now, it makes the community want to engage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Right, and it gives them a focus and a goal. And now with dexterity, I feel like we can have some really unique things pop up. And people like dexterity games. They're
Yeah.
just fun.
Yeah.
And they're really good for all ages, too, usually. So we'll evaluate those, whether it's going to be a family type or it could be a really deep type of Euro-type dexterity. I just want something unique.
Right.
So,
And how many of those are you going to publish, do you think?
well, we're going to the grand prize winner. We will have a consideration for publication.
Right.
But like with the rabbits, I mean, I thought I was only going to choose 3.
How many did you
and
choose?
6.
Yeah.
So
Kind of went a little overboard. But not that you
just
went
a little
overboard.
overboard.
Good
I probably wouldn't go overboard with the dexterities, but there's no telling. It could be 1, it could be 3. I
Right.
don't know, and they could be spaced out enough so they don't step on each other's toes.
And would you run a Kickstarter for the dexterity games once they're chosen?
Once they're chosen, yes. I mean, our business model right now is to continue with Kickstarter until the wheels fall off, pretty much.
Right.
We still think that it's a valuable marketing tool. It's obviously a great way for us to get capital beforehand, but in some of our reprint stuff, like we're reprinting Great Heartland Holland Company now, third time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.
The big 3.
So that'll be how many copies in circulation? 9,000?
Once we're through with this one, 8,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, that would be after this reprint. But we're not using Kickstarter for the reprint on this time. We did it for the second, but we're not this time. We're actually having a pre-order campaign on GreaterThanGames.com.
Oh, interesting.
And that still gives us some capital in the beginning, but we're
Right.
not overusing Kickstarter.
No, which is
So-
a really nice thing because a lot of companies actually seem to kind of kill the Kickstarter thing.
Yeah.
Are you going to enter in the contest, Dexterity Games?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I love Dexterity games, so I have a few ideas that could be some nice tie-ins. But
You have a Dexterity game.
I do have. I have one that's been published, and then I have another one that's kind of in the works.
Which one's been published?
Frog Flip. It was a small
Oh, right,
run
yeah,
with
yeah.
Michael Fox's Sprocket Games.
Yes. Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent. I just noticed that. I've
you see
seen
that?
pictures of it. Can you zoom in on this? That's a committed man. He is so committed to his branding that he branded his body with Dice Hate Me. So we're about done time-wise. Is there any last words from either of you, or actually from both of you? I'd like to hear from both of you. Jason, you've done this before, but Chris, we haven't had you on the show. One piece of advice that you would give to novice designers, maybe when they're pitching to you as a publisher, or because your artistic sensibility is so good on graphic design, give the audience something to work with.
Usually my best advice for anybody pitching a game is get your elevator pitch down. Like, publishers only have a small amount of time. Don't walk up and take 15 minutes of their time trying to describe your game. Like, your elevator pitch, especially through marketing and business, should be 3 minutes. Boom. Get in, get out, give them the pitch. If you have any kind of visuals you want to show, get it ready. Bring it out, and that's what we do in the booth too. I mean, we're selling games. We're trying to sell the game. So we have elevator pitches for every single game. You're doing the same thing. You're trying to sell your game to that publisher. Now, if the publisher is really interested and your elevator pitch is good, then they'll ask for more information, and then you can engage more time. But that's my best advice for most people wanting to pitch, especially at conventions and things. 'Cause it's busy. And Gen Con, you guys are going to be posting this, so anybody going to Gen Con is insane. For publishers. Now, my job, we got 40 volunteers for the booth for Greater Than Games.
Wow.
And so I'm going to be able to do what my job is to go and scout and talk and network. So my time is going to be okay, but again, at Gen Con, there are thousands and thousands of people there, and half of them are wanting to pitch a game.
Right, yeah.
So again, don't dominate somebody's time. They're going to hold that against you. Give them the information they need and practice your elevator pitches.
Yeah, and make appointments.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, anything from you for novice designers?
Yeah, I just think about the idea of a lot of what I want to do with my game designs personally is I want to find the right company for them. So if it doesn't fit with Green Couch, if it's not a filler game, I'm not going to pitch to myself. I'm going to find
Do
it.
you seriously pitch to yourself?
Oh yeah, dude. I talk in the shower every morning. Look at this idea, Jason. It's good. But the idea, just that I want to pitch to the company that I think will best represent the game, you know.
Right.
And like Chris said about Dice Hate Me, is they have these 3 different, divisions. So you got a sci-fi fantasy game, Now in the past you would not come to Dice Hate Me with that game.
Not really,
It'd be a waste of everybody's time, right? So know the market, know the publishers and what they're into, what they're looking for. Get a sense of the sensibilities. Know the heart of your game well enough that you can list a few publishers that you really want to see that game, and then go there first.
And don't expect to go to Asmodee and get your first game picked up.
Yeah.
But start low and work, or
right.
aim high, and then keep your expectations realistic. But
Realistic. Excellent. So thanks, guys, for your time. Thanks for being on the show. It was great to meet you finally, Chris.
yeah.
And Jason,
Yes, absolutely. Good to see you again.
you're my second favorite.